Hi everyone, it's Andrew McCarthy, the Urban Bayman, and it's the 24th of May. It's the Queen's birthday. If we don't get a holiday, we'll all run away. It's the beginning of spring in Newfoundland, and well, as you can see outside, look, we had a beautiful day yesterday, guys, and it's been a beautiful month, right? The road, I mean, it's so dry out here, we really needed a drop of rain. And the one thing that I always say when you're in Newfoundland, I tell guests, I tell friends, I tell family, look guys, when it comes to vacationing in Newfoundland, you just have to ignore the forecast, right? You cannot operate on a forecast in Newfoundland. It's much too difficult to get a good idea as to what's coming. I mean, remember, we're an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Two of the world's most polarized ocean currents, the Gulf Stream and the Labrador Current, are out there creating a ball of energy, right? Think of the wind and the waves. Right? We are bound to get weather. And as a result, right, you can't make plans, you can't make a forecast, you just have to just go. Prepare yourself for every eventuality, right? Make sure that you have the proper clothing. Look, I got my climb jacket on. I've got both climb hats today, my wool and my overcoat. Right, I went for a dirt bike ride this morning. Yes, it was in the rain and it was slow, but I mean, I found that it's really good for skill building. I went for a hike on the trail. Right, there's a real dense canopy there. It was just beautiful. There's actually, you know, the rain. I mean, it was a spectacular little hike. And guys, even if you're not dressed, even if you don't have the clothing, even if right, the absolute worst case scenario. Right, if you don't have toys, what have you, the worst case scenario is you're going to end up like we all are this evening, out in the shed. You have to remember in Newfoundland, the shed is not a normal place. It's where people gather, where we drink, where we eat. And most importantly, we tell stories. Right, Newfie Jokes. Right, guys, where do you think they come from? Right, who do you think makes up the Newfie Jokes? I mean, who has the best access to the material? Right, and I'm not talking about Newfie Jokes like, you know, oh, you know, how did the Newfie tear his snowsuit, right? His skidoo suit. He ripped it, putting it on the skidoo, right? Not those kind of jokes. I'm talking about banter, right? The guy that I just met when I was at the shop there and was talking about how windy it was. He said, it's that windy. He said, blow the roof out of your mouth, right? This evening we're going to share stories and stories like you can't even imagine. Because look, with weather like this, we spend a lot of time indoors. You've often heard people talk about Pearl Jam, you know, the rock band, right? The reason that their music, they say their music is so tight is on account of the amount of time that they spend indoors practicing. Well, in Newfoundland, yes, look, don't get me wrong, we got a lot of musicians for that same reason. But for those of us that either don't sing or dance or play an instrument, well, we tell stories, right? And we're well practiced at it. From those stories is where we glean the comedy, the humor, right? And let's not kid ourselves. In certain ways, it's very self-deprecating humor because we're making fun of ourselves, right? I mean, who else are we going to make fun of? Everybody in Newfoundland looks just like me, right? So the Newfie joke is about us. We have nobody else to tell jokes about other than ourselves. One of the things that you'll find me now this evening, and I'll give it as a warning for anybody that sees me, you'll often see me, I take notes all the time, right? My mother says about the Newfie joke, right? The most beautiful thing about the Newfie joke is the fact that we write them down, right? Put them in books and we sell them to you, crowd. And people are always asking me, say, and you're making all these notes, you know, what are you going to do? You should write a book, right? And the truth is, I did write a book. It's called Hung Over. And the subtitle is A Distillation of Events from the Night Before. Because guys, every single morning, when I wake up, the first thing I do is I look at my emails from the evening, from the day before, and it is a giggle fest, right? It really is. And, you know, I'm looking at myself here now, and one of the notes I wrote to myself is a story. You see, I got a haircut, and I mean, I got a lemon, all right? So I was out here, I was a bit grody in, you know, with all the COVID stuff and everything, and so busy and on the move. I called my buddy Jonathan, and I said, Jonathan, I need a haircut. And he said, I said, where should I go? He said, go to Bob's on West Street in Cornerbrook. And I said, Really, John, man, I've been getting my hair cut with Jerry Brennan for, oh my goodness, 20 years now. And don't get me wrong, I love Jerry. Nobody really knows, but I'm guessing 84, 86 years of age. Great conversations. You want to talk about an evening in the shade, guys? Go get your hair cut at Jerry Brennan's real old-fashioned barbershop, and he is lovely. But I'm in Corner Brook, and I need a haircut, and John is suggesting I go to Bob's, and I said, John, you know, I've been going to Jerry for the past 15, 20 years. Man, if I'm stepping out on Jerry, I wouldn't mind, you know, having a woman cut my hair, right? Get a little bit of attention, right? And he said, yeah, go to Bob's, Andy. I walked into Bob's, guys, and there's, I don't know, 5, 6 chairs there, and 5 and 6 of the most beautiful women you've ever seen. I took one look, I picked up my phone, I texted Jonathan. I said, I think Bob is missing an O out of the company name. Guys, I hope you're enjoying these videos. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. I hope you ignored the forecast, right? I hope you recognize that there's still lots of things that you can do regardless of the weather. You just gotta have the right clothing and the right attitude. I'm Andrew McCarthy, I'm the Urban Bayman. I hope you subscribe to our channel and that you enjoy the May 2-4 weekend the same as I am.